Welcome back to another episode of the Angry Turtle Podcast.
Oh, fuck. For fuck's sake, God.
We have a special guest with us today. It's Mr. Ehsan Ahmad. But before we get started, let's shout out his stuff. You can find Ehsan on Instagram. Ehsan Ahmad, his podcast.
You're gonna fuck it up.
The Dangerous Brown
Fuck it
Podcast.
up.
The Dangerous Brown Podcast. Check him out, man. He's so funny. Let's just get into this fucking episode.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad you came before you introduced me to it. That was very nice of you.
Dude, it's we wanted to have you on, especially after the last episode. We popped in on Derek's episode and stuff, so I was like, oh, we gotta have him.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we definitely appreciate you coming on. Yeah. So how did you get started in stand up?
Yeah, man.
I was in college and I was miserable and I was like, well, I've always wanted to try it. So I was like, you know what? Let me just give it a shot. And that was it pretty much. There were small things too in college where I would like be hang out with friends and be like, damn, you should try comedy. And then eventually I was like, all right, I'll do it.
Okay. So what'd you major in college?
Cognitive neuroscience.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, so I have a BS degree.
Okay.
Emphasis on BS. But yeah.
Yeah.
I graduated and everything.
Was there like a comedian that you saw that you were just like, oh, I got to do that right now. Like I got to be doing that.
No, I've always wanted to do comedy since I was a little kid. I saw Greg Giraldo's Comedy Central half hour way back in like third grade.
Oh shit.
And that stuck with me. And I was like, maybe one day I'll try it out. And I always thought it was stupid because, a brown kid, you go to college to be one of two things. And then I was like, you know what, let me just do it. Why not?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I guess. So I guess when you were working at the Comedy Store, so you had your like roots at the Comedy Store, parking cars. Is that correct?
Yeah. I parked cars for like 5 years at the Comedy Store. Oh man, just the first or the second shift I worked there, I just ruined a guy's brand new Mercedes. We're talking like 12 miles off the lot, completely scraped the side of it up against another car. Oh. And he was so cool. He didn't give a shit. He's apparently to this day, he just drives around with it all scratched up. Like I scratched up the one guy who doesn't give a shit about his nice car. I was so lucky.
Was it Bobby Lee?
No, Bobby wouldn't have a nice car. No, it was. He was actually, I think, he was the lead actor in Starship Troopers, I believe.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Starship Troopers. That was a great movie, and I think I know who the guy is that you're talking about. That's fucked up. Yeah, that's awesome. You fucked up one of the cars of my childhood hero. I mean,
yeah, I did. And he was cool with it. So now he's one of my heroes.
Awesome.
That's a good way to make a relationship.
Yeah. So how do you feel like that helped you? Did that influence you being around the comedy scene? Did that help you guide you, or was that just like something you're glad it's over with?
No, okay. I mean, it's call it be like I'm glad it's over. I would never do that job again. It was such an incredibly stressful job. I don't know. Have you guys ever been to the Comedy Store?
Yeah, I went to the Comedy Store. Met Derek there once. It was probably like 4 years ago.
I walked past once.
Okay, so you might remember if you walked through sort of the back, you saw how small the parking lot was.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we'd have to get like 20 cars fit in there. And then they would be like, we would have these things we'd call $1 million lots. So there'd be 20 cars and the combined worth of all the cars would be over $1 million. So you're like moving Ferraris and moving Lamborghinis. Ooh. And I got the job. I was 22 and I've never like valeted cars professionally. I didn't even know how to drive stick. Anytime a stick shift car came in, I had to get someone who could drive stick to move the car for me. Oh. That's how little I knew about driving cars. And I'm doing this job. So it was stressful, absolutely. I would never want to do it again, but I'm glad I did it because it like every single big comic knows who you are if you work a lot. Like even if they don't know you by name, they'd be like, "Oh, I've handed this guy my keys 1 million times." Like I knew the lot was great when the first day I'm training in the lot, Bill Burr comes up to me and introduces himself to me.
That's crazy.
Like that, in no other situation would that happen to a young comic. But he came up and he was like, "Oh, I'm Bill," just because like he knows that he's going to be handing me his keys all the time.
That's why I like sorry, brother. That's why I like California so much too. Is it's like because I feel like there's just like you can just go there and not necessarily be doing much, but there's opportunity. But it's like
yeah. Especially in LA during the time, there was crazy opportunity for young comics.
So everybody take advice. If you want to, ultimate networking, you need to work. You need to work a lot.
Yeah, worked a lot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I went there and came back and started working at Helium. So I was like, I kind of followed the same path. Where I was like, oh, because Bobby Lee was just like, oh, you work the door, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go work the door. I'm gonna do stand up, and it's just like. I definitely get it, but the store is like a whole different ballpark though, because like you got those comedians coming in almost nightly, but here it's kind of like every once in a while you'll get like that big hitter coming in. So like it's
at the store it's like every day. It's like the major leagues almost being a door guy, where you're like you have to sort of act like you've been there before because you see so many famous people constantly. And you're working, so you can't get tripped up by it. You just have to be like, all right, that's just Elon Musk, I guess.
It's so weird.
The fuck did you say, Elon Musk? No, I would. Yeah, I'm not. I don't work at the comedy club, so I can fanboy the fuck out of
Yeah.
I
don't work here.
I still do.
Somebody escort him out.
Oh yeah. No. I'm always the first to do the pictures though, because I'm like, I'll do the pictures. This is my chance to be around him. So
yeah. So I guess that's great. So have you met Pauly Shore? I guess how is Pauly Shore? Is he cool or is he just a straight up dick?
No, Pauly's cool. Pauly's very cool. I mean, it is just like you get to just see like what the fucking rock star that he used to be. I mean, it just pops out, and you'll see it like people just like it's a whole different level of fame because he was famous when it was a little harder to get famous. There's only there's MTV, cable TV just became a thing. Like now, anyone can get a bunch of Instagram followers. And back then, if you were famous, you were one of the few.
Yeah, he was definitely one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, buddy.
I guess what's your favorite club that you performed at so far? One that stand out in your memory?
Oh, yeah. The ones that stand out for sure was the Comedy Works Denver, because it's in the basement and you're like, it's almost like a cave. So there's like just rocks behind you while you perform. It's just like a really cool vibe. Salt Lake City Wise Guys has a beautiful stage, absolutely gorgeous. So those are the two in my head that stick out to me a lot. And then the Addison Improv in Dallas is also great. And then you said you worked at the Helium in Indianapolis, or still work there? Yeah,
I work there now still. Yeah, I work there Helium in Indianapolis. Yeah.
I remember when I went there, it was one of the it had just opened. I think I went there back in 2019.
Yeah,
with Shop. Yeah, and then we were there, and there was like giant like it was like a black convention.
Oh yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, that's
it was.
They'll come see a comedy show for sure. Like motherfuckers love comedy on an event.
But it was wild. It was just like apparently like all the black people from the state came together for like that's what we were told. We were for a convention, and then I remember we went. I'll never forget this. We went there and we asked one of the guys who worked at the hotel. We were like, "So what do they do at the convention?" And he just looks at us and goes, "Oh, crime." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh yeah, we're in Indiana.
Yeah, sign me up.
That's awesome.
I hate to cut you guys off, but Wyatt, did you bring fucking Chick-fil-A in here? Did you just sneak past
no idea
Chick-fil-A?
what you're talking about.
I seen two.
What are you talking about?
You're such.
More like Chick-fil-A, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. God, no. I don't know where we're going with that. Yeah. That's great, Wyatt. You're an. Fucking hate Wyatt. That's awesome. Who is one of your favorite comedians you performed with, I guess?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I performed. Joey Diaz was unbelievable to perform with. He's like when he's live, he shakes the room.
Yeah,
he's like a room shaker.
That's amazing. He is awesome. So
and then Bobby's fun to perform with. You've seen Bobby in Indianapolis, right?
I have not. Bobby Lee, he's my favorite comedian. He's the reason I'm doing the shit I've been doing with comedy and podcasting now. So
damn. So part of, at least when I went out with him, his closer was he'd do a striptease dance on somebody.
Oh fuck.
Right? And like he gets down to his underwear, and we were in Portland. And he's dancing on some guy, and he poops his pants in the middle of dancing on somebody. That was by far one of the craziest things I have ever seen.
That's fucking up. I wonder what is up. He probably got some real bad IBS because he shit himself on Hot Ones too. There's no way. Hey, I don't look at Bobby and think, oh, that guy has great gut health. Oh yeah. that guy's got a colon of steel.
Okay, I really don't know what's going on outside in Indianapolis today. It looks like a Willy Wonka convention.
Yeah, it's outside. Like Willy Wonka convention. Like everybody's
Alice
dressed
in
like
Wonderland.
the Mad Hatter. Yeah, Alice in Wonderland. That's what I was looking for. It's bizarre. If we could show you this out here,
yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's really, if I had some mushrooms right now, it would be a really good day. Really good day right now. Yeah,
we'll have to do that mushroom sometime.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys have just these weird conventions in Indianapolis.
Yeah, it's bizarre, and there's like no heads up. It's just like, hey,
I said there's no heads up. Yeah, we just stumble upon it, you know.
Yeah, we're just kind of like, hey, let's go record a show, and then we get here, and then it's like 50,000 people dressed as a striped cat. And it's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, it's really cool here in Indianapolis.
Yeah, until you find the super lefties and then you get a little bit. It's a little bit dirty.
Okay. Yeah. So, how's you and Derek's relationship? You guys got a really cool relationship. You guys seem like good friends.
Yeah, well, that's so funny. People just saying hi to you in the window.
Yeah, I
know. I'm glad you caught that too, because sometimes we had a guest on and we were waved to people. He goes, I was like, oh, we have people outside.
Yeah, we had to turn off the speaker today so they can't hear us outside today. Yeah. So I think because we keep getting a little bit of stares, so maybe Wyatt's really fucking with us today.
We're just funny looking, actually.
Okay, I can. It's true.
We're like fish in a tank right now.
Yeah, we got a live audience and it's kind of fun sometimes.
Yeah, until they spit on.
Yeah, that is dope. It's a little interactive. But yeah, so Derek and I, we came up together in San Diego, and the scene at the time was pretty insane. Like the high level of comedy that was there. So I came up with Derek. Another guy we came up with, who is my roommate now, is Brian Simpson, who is has a Netflix special now, is touring across the country selling out rooms. Taylor Tomlinson came up with us.
Oh shit!
2 Netflix specials on a theater tour right now. One of our best friends, his name is Trey Stewart. He's the most recent pass at the Comedy Cellar, so he's up there every night. And it's just it was just an incredible time to be there. We have a friend, Matt Lockwood, who has the most poppin' show at the Comedy Store right now called Culture Court. So it's like the level of talent. We always talk about how there's these sort of pockets in comedy, like Boston in the late 80s, where you have Rogan, Dane Cook, Bill Burr, all those people. Like Chicago in the mid 2000s with Kumail and all his friends. So it's like we really think that San Diego, we really had just a pocket of comedy of like these really great comics that are going to go on to do things. And 10 years from now, people are gonna be like, damn, the San Diego scene had like something going on in the mid 2010s.
That's awesome.
Pockets, he said.
Yeah, pockets of
we got
ha-has.
a pocket here in Indianapolis, guys. Yeah. Pocket up.
Yeah. We are in a pocket. Like
we need new friends.
Yeah, we're pocketed. No. we're like old change.
Hi outside.
Well, you know what it is. It's like we created the amount of stage time and opportunities for us, and we sort of let the pocket develop. So it's like if you put your mind to it, you could, because all these pockets come out randomly from places. It's not all. Like, it's not just like these big cities. It's like, yeah, Indianapolis is prime for one eventually.
No,
for sure.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a pocket here.
Oh yeah. We're gonna, even if we have to create it ourselves. So
I didn't sign up for that part. No.
Hey.
I just want to be a part of the pocket.
Oh, look at this pocket I made.
Okay, not a pocket pussy.
Oh fuck. All right, sorry.
Yeah. It's really great that Wyatt's eating Chick-fil-A right next to us, and it's not hard.
He has herpes.
Fake news, bro. I'm just drinking sweet tea.
Drinking sweet tea.
No food.
You seem like a sweet tea drinker.
I'm a big sweet tea drinker.
Okay. We love Wyatt here. He's our favorite.
He's a boy.
So, do you like to travel, or do you try to mix it up? How do you like set your schedule?
Yeah, so right now, I living in Austin. So we moved here, basically, anyone who moved here because Joe Rogan's going to open his club soon. And we're all trying to get in there. That's the honest to God reason why everyone moved here. Now, while we wait for the club to open, because it should be sometime either late this year or early next year, the best thing to do is to travel. So I'm fortunate enough to feature for a bunch of people. Like I'll go on the road with Andy Letterman, with Brian Simpson. I'm here actually. I'm not in Austin right now. I'm in the Bay Area. I'm doing shows here with Brian Simpson and Chris D'Elia. So it's like I get lucky that like because of my Comedy Store connections, people will be able to bring me out, and like I'm able to travel. I did a whole tour with Shab, so that is nice, and I do enjoy that part of the job. The traveling itself can get very tiring. I did not realize this until I was traveling like every week. Where like the plane rides and all that stuff, that is actually very, and you can, I really see how comics can get unhealthy. Because if you let that get to you, like you have to, I have to convince myself to be on top of taking walks and like going out when I'm on the road. Because it's easy to just be tired in your hotel room. And then that's when the unhealthy habits start.
Just laying around doing nothing.
Yeah, that'd be pretty easy to do. Just sit around and balloon up.
Yeah.
Was there,
I just eating shitty food.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with that now. I'm not even going on the road.
Yeah. So Brandon Shaw, isn't that the one that blocked you?
Brendan Shep. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got blocked by
Oh
Brendan
shit,
Schaub
you got
on
blocked by
Instagram.
Brendan? What happened?
Yeah. Well, I was being a bitch, and then I basically when all the Tiger Belly show was going on, I went on his page and I commented bully, and then he blocked me. But which makes total sense.
Ironically, that's a pretty weak reason to get bullied, not to get blocked, I think. But also, that's what happens when you come after like comedy royalty in Bobby Lee. It's not like, you know what I mean? I look at that situation. It's like, man, I think he got a little too big for his britches. He really thought he was on this level of comedy that he wasn't. And it's Bobby Lee, you know?
That's true. It's Bobby Lee. And I was like, oh, this shit's all this drama was so stupid. I was just like, bully, but I was like, I should just shut the fuck up because it's none of my business.
You stuck up for your boy. Like, don't fuck with Bobby Lee. Do not fuck with Bobby Lee. That's what he really wanted to say.
Right.
But it is Brandon Shaw.
I guess technically it's none of our business. Technically it's our, but like, it was a very public thing. And, like this is like sports and now comedy podcast. This is like soap opera for men. So like we're very invested in it, and we feel, we feel strongly about it.
That's so true. I was like, it's true. It's like, like I love Bobby Lake. I've probably said that so many times.
Oh, I know.
Like I say constantly.
I've heard it a lot.
The background on my phone.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but Bobby Lee is genuinely one of the funniest comics to ever do it. And, I wish one day, hopefully he releases a special because that's a comic that deserves to put one out.
I thought it was great. His brother did stand up on the spot with Jeremiah. I thought that was fucking great.
Right. And it's funny that they promoted it as the first Lee brother with a special, which is hilarious.
Yeah, the first Lee brother. I was like, oh, this is epic. That's great. Is there like a comic that asked you to go on the road that you were like, oh, you gotta be, you're not really wanting me to go on the road with you. This is insane. Like, where it's just like so hard for you to believe that they were asking you to go on the road?
No, not, there's no on the roads that came out of left field. I'll say that. Like everyone who's asked me on the road, I've had a relationship with.
Oh, great.
So there hasn't been one where so I would say so talking about Derek again, Derek with Schultz was a little bit out of left field because there was a lot of things that had to have happened to him for him to get it.
Yeah.
Right. Like the big thing being that one of the original comic that's supposed to go to the tour got COVID at the right time. And that's when Derek was able to come in.
Shit.
So, none of that happened for me. Anytime I've been on the road with someone, it's just been sort of, we've had a relationship, and it sort of makes sense, especially being on the road in Texas, living in Texas. A lot of comics will hit me up now and be like, well, I'm in Texas. Do you want to do these dates with me? And then that ends up being dope.
Like moving to Texas really just kind of helped you out more.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Jorge move?
Texas was a good move for me.
Where did Jorge move to?
He moved to
Austin?
Austin, I think.
Okay.
It was either Austin or Dallas. I think
No,
Austin.
he said it was Austin because he said it's a different part of Texas. It's its own thing.
It's its own country.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but
I've heard that.
wait up,
sure.
be quiet. They look like they're detectives.
I know. I see the club.
They do look like they're detectives.
Yes, sir. I'm not trying to do.
They're trying to do
proceed.
hard time.
No, yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Mom is the word.
Yeah. I'm not going down today.
Yeah,
No.
see if you can get this glass, piggies.
Can you share a wild story besides Bobby Lee shitting all over himself, which seems like it happens quite often?
Oh yeah.
What's another wild story that you've experienced that you can share? Obviously, I don't want to force you out here.
Oh yeah, that's such a it's one of those things where like, especially being at the Comedy Store, there's so many like crazy things that happen to you that you're like that it's like, oh wow, where do I even begin? One of my favorite stories is this guy. So this guy comes up to me. I'm sitting at the back door of the Comedy Store, and I'm 100% certain it's Shia LaBeouf. Right. And so I'm like, oh, that's Shia LaBeouf. And we start talking, and he's so humble, and he's he's sitting there, he's asking like, oh, am I allowed to go back here? Can I do this? Can I tell you about my dad? So he's telling me about his dad, who apparently used to perform at the Comedy Store, was a terrible comic. And he's so humble and so not like, and everyone's walking by us talking and no one's saying anything. So I'm like, maybe he's not Shia LaBeouf. And through his humbleness, he convinced me that he wasn't. And then my friend finally goes, I was with Derek. Derek goes, you know that's Shia LaBeouf, right? And I was like, okay, I thought it was. But he was so not like, there's certain celebrities during the height of Game of Thrones, Amelia Clark, Khaleesi, she was just in line with everybody else.
Wow.
Like she would have gotten a regular seat. And she walked up to me and I look at her and I check her ID and I'm like, oh fuck, like let's get you an actual seat. Like just if we had sat her like in some random shitty seat in the middle of packed in with the middle of a bunch of people, she would not have complained. Dude, like it was just like some celebs are so humble. It's like it's crazy.
I love that. I know that he's seen Carlos Mencino's butthole.
Oh yeah.
Wait, really? How did that happen?
Oh well, he came to Helium.
That's how it always starts.
I know he's stealing jokes. So actually, it was like a picture of someone else's asshole that he put over his own.
Yeah, his asshole or someone else's asshole. Yeah. A young Mexican comic's asshole that he stole from.
Oh my
He's
God.
like, check this out.
That was the first I heard. I thought he actually showed butthole. Now he showed a picture. I'm getting the details now.
I'm just fucking with you.
Okay, you did see butthole.
No, I lied. Yeah.
Okay. It made the story a lot better.
But
like on stage,
yeah,
or in the green room accidentally.
No, like on stage, like I guess he was doing a bit and then like just showed his butthole. And I was like, what?
That was the punchline of the bit, was his butthole.
I guess that was his punchline.
He was watching.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Hopefully that's the punchline. That'd be a crazy setup. I don't know how you can top that.
I'd be scared to show my butthole on stage. Should there be something like, beep 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 beep? Hey.
I'll step out. I'll step. That's like my borderline. I'm not gonna whip out my dick or my butthole.
I'm not trying to smell shit from afar. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to smell you, bro.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
He was in the front row.
I was actually at the stage.
Yeah.
I need to smell that glory.
Yeah.
Speaking of showing dick, actually, one of my best friends' name is Jeffrey Berner, and he got passed at the Comedy Store right before the pandemic. And his first set at the Comedy Store, it's like midnight, maybe like 1 a.m. There's like 3 people in the audience, and he goes, "You guys want to see my impression of a lazy stripper?" And the audience goes, "Yeah." And bro, he takes out his dick and just nonchalantly stands there, doesn't do anything, puts his hands in his pocket, dick out, doesn't move, and doesn't put his dick away until someone gives him $1. One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, I think the funniest thing I've ever heard somebody talk about was Nick Swartzen, or he talked about like, hey, yeah, my pickup line is like I'd drape my dick over my wrist and say, hey, you know what time it is? It's like it'd just be his dick limped over his wrist.
Yeah, that's so funny. I actually opened for him once too, and that was a great weekend. He is filled with knowledge and willing to share with people. It's one of those. I like it when sometimes older comics don't talk, and sometimes they're like, "Oh, let me just share everything I know with you," and that's always really cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. I know Josh Wolf is pretty solid like that. Like I fucked up once because like whenever I walk the comics back to the green room, I try not to like overstay my welcome. You know, like I don't want to linger. So like we were having a conversation on the way to the green room. I opened up the door. He was like, "Yeah, man, I was trying out new jokes." And I opened the door. I was like, "Have a good night, man." And I was like, he turned around like, "Have a good night, man." And I was like, I shut the door. I was like,
startled Josh.
I think that was a moment for me to go in and conversate with him. Fuck.
Yeah. You definitely missed your opportunity sometimes. Like, oh fuck, I had a moment there, and then you can't go back. That's desperate. So you just gotta.
Yeah. So about the jokes you wanted to tell, huh?
Yeah. Horrible timing.
I was so mad. I thought about that the rest of the night. I was like, man.
You're like, fuck, I should have said this. I should have done that. I hate those nights. I hate those nights.
But it's also so weird because, like, you know, the comedians that come there, like Christina P came there and, like, I wanted to meet her. But, like, I was like, I guess she wasn't feeling good. So I'm glad I don't just walk back there.
Who's the comedian, whatever the fuck it is? I don't know. Who's the girl you got a crush on? The one that you had.
Oh shit! There's so many.
No. It's the one we try to book her.
Shit.
Oh my god!
I know what you're talking about, but I'm spacing.
You can't even think about the girl.
Yeah, so it's not that big of a crush.
Yeah, he can't.
Know, right?
You're not. It's not your crush then.
Not a local, right?
You got a lot of crushes.
Not a local, right?
No, she's from California.
Shit. I know.
Was it Carlos? Remember Carlos, the guy that we tried to book? Was it Carlos?
It's
coming back. It's coming back.
Esther Pavinsky, yeah.
There's your fucking love.
Oh,
That's your
yeah.
love. He loves her.
She's a spicy meatball. Hey. Yeah.
My man is rocking pink sweater and booty shorts. I applaud him, sir. I applaud you. So
she's awesome.
What kind of advice would you have, like, to get into the comedy club? How would you break into, like, what's the path to get into that? Just go work in the parking lot, or do you just like bug them on email?
Oh no! So for the comedy store, you have to audition. So you have to be proficient at stand up to even work there. So there's no way to, like, you can't just be like, oh, here's my resume, or you can't just be like, let me bug the manager or whatever. That's not going to work. So at least for the comedy store, you have to audition as a comedian in front of the talent coordinator. And then if the talent coordinator likes you, then you can work there. It's not like any other place I've ever really worked before. So, like, in terms of breaking into like that, which is as far as working as a door guy at a comedy club, the comedy store is the highest level that you can do that at. Is you have to get good at comedy first. And so it's just hitting open mics and, like, getting strong. And that's the only thing you can do is getting on stage.
I fucking love open mics, to be honest with you. I've seen more titties at open mics than I have any show that I've been to.
Speaking of open mics, I want your opinion on something. So I guess you could say edgy comedy.
No, it's past the edge.
Okay,
ahead,
I'm on the line.
Yeah, no. Past that. Past the
Let's
edge.
just say I use retarded in my comedy.
That's fair. I say that in my I use that in my closer.
I'm not the only fucking one. I'm not the only one.
Oh, I thought you were just going with the school shooting joke.
Well, I had that too. I mean, there's places I go. You know, Indiana can be pretty picky and choosy on who they like in their comedy scene. But, like, my advice is, I've had somebody say, like, personally, like, I don't like your comedy. Like, do you think do you think it would be good for me just to be like, say, fuck it and keep showing up to these places and still doing it anyway, even though there's a little bit of beef there? Or do you think I should keep my distance?
Well, it depends. The person who said, are you talking about the person who said that they don't like your comedy? Was it an audience member, or was it like someone who
they run a mic? Yeah.
Oh, they run the mic. Well, I mean, to me, all that matters is what the audience, how the audience responds. Now, if they like it, they like it, and you should keep doing it. But like I said, if you want to keep performing there, so there was a time when TikTok was first around. So Derek, Sam, and I would do these sketches that people really liked. And TikTok, a manager at TikTok came and was like, hey, give us your sketches and we'll push them on our platform. So they pushed the first couple. And then the second or the third or fourth one, it got too edgy. And TikTok was like, hey, just so you know, we're pushing your content to like teens and kids. So, you might have to be like worried about your content a little bit. And then we were, as young comics, were pretty stubborn and we're like, no, we're going to create what we want to create. And then they stopped helping us. You know what I mean? So we had an inside track to TikTok before it became TikTok. And we fumbled the bag a little bit. And what we realized afterwards is that, for that platform, we could have just done our not so edgy material and we kept our edgy material on Instagram. Like we didn't need to go full burn the bridge with TikTok just because we wanted to do what we wanted to do. Like there's a little bit of playing the game. So it's like, not all your material is going to be super edgy. That's not, that's not sustainable. Like some of it has to be a little more, a little less crazy. And maybe it could be like, I'll work on the not so edgy jokes here and I'll do the edgy jokes somewhere else. Like it's not necessary to be like, you don't have to be all the way one thing on all the time, if that makes any sense. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's the lesson I learned. Is like sometimes you can just temper your stuff for the situation.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I've just been on the edge about it, but it's like, yeah, I think you're right about that too. Just being full edge is not like really sustainable a lot of the time. So it's like I totally agree.
Not unless you pick your particular venue that it's going to be more.
Yeah, like you got specific people coming to see you.
We do well in front of biker gangs.
Yeah.
We do. We kill it.
But even Anthony Jeselnik, like who's pretty edgy. Not every joke every time is going to be on 100. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's definitely like, and sometimes like I learned this from him too. He told me once that if you have something that's particularly edgy and that you feel is like intense, you can ask the audience if they want to hear it beforehand. Okay. So like he'll be like, sometimes if a joke he thinks coming up is extra nuts, he goes, I have a really dark thought or something like that. He won't say that exactly, but do you guys want to hear it? And if the audience says yeah, he'll do it. If the audience says no, he won't do it.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, that's
so it's all about just reading the room, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hello, how you doing? Hey, that's somebody's mama.
I noticed you do. I've been watching your Instagram and seeing that you're doing news. When did you start doing that?
The breaking news. You know what's funny? It's just that. So the first one actually right now is I go breaking news. You're gay. That's how it all started. I actually did that once. Just on my Instagram story, and like my Instagram stories don't really get a lot of views, but that one blew up for me anyway, and that one got a lot. So I'd be like, I have this blue jacket and this nice, like, let me pretend to be a news reporter and do it. And then I had just like a bunch of thoughts. So I plan on doing that every Wednesday. My plan is to release a breaking news. But the first one did pretty well. It's like at over 800,000, which is like crazy.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? Like, awesome. Yeah, it went viral. In fact, I did a show yesterday at the Bob Hope Theater with Dalia, and I was out there afterwards taking photos with people, and some guy came up to me and was like, "Yo, someone shared this with me, and it was the breaking news you're gay this morning." And then when I saw you, I was like, "This is crazy." So that was like a really cool feeling.
That's wild. Like they just found you, and then a couple hours later, they're seeing you.
Yeah, they're saying their friend had sent him that as a. I've noticed that people are just sending that to their friends. So his friend had sent him that morning, and then
you guys
boom,
stars aligned, and fate was.
That's true.
Yeah, that is awesome for you. Do you have any writer's advice for younger comedians? I mean, what could you knowledge that you could drop for us?
Just like, especially when you're young, just like write every day, and like and just whatever your process is, just do it, and just know that like a lot of what you're writing will be shit. In fact, so I used to go when I lived in LA, there used to be this coffee shop near my house that I would go to, my favorite coffee shop. And every like once a week or so, I would see Joey Diaz there. And so we would just sit and we would write. And he would tell me that sometimes he would write for 6 months, maybe not 6 months, like a few months, like 2 or 3 months, and nothing good would come out. Nothing good. And then the next week he would write 45 minutes and all of that he could use on stage. So it's like, especially when you're writing, if you think that what you're writing is garbage, that's good. You're getting the garbage out of the way so you can get to the goal. It's really like writing is really like mining, and you have to dig through so much dirt to find a nugget of like value.
That's actually good advice. Yeah. I always wait for that like right moment when I'm just like driving or I wake up and I'm like, oh, I got the fucking joke right there. Yeah. I got it. And I tell myself to write it down. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, what the fuck was that joke? What was it?
Yeah.
What was it?
When that comes to you, you have to write it down. Because like the best jokes are usually when the universe gives it to you. I find that like my best premises come up when the thing happens to me in real life, which is why it's important to live your life. And then the physical writing actually comes when I can expand the thought. But the funny thought usually comes to me out and about or doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to make my phone, take a note.
Notes.
Yeah, I'm old. Like, I'm like, phone, work.
I like that.
No, I'm trying. I think there's supposed to be like Siri or something. I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to on my phone.
I just use a note app, or sometimes I'll text it to myself.
That's what I do. I can't write in a notebook because like I'll write something down in my notebook. 1, I can't spell worth of shit. 2, I can't read my handwriting.
Is that Josh Springer outside? One of our local comedians just
really?
Yeah, he just walked past and he was dressed in a Beetlejuice outfit.
I'm gonna hold that against him.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you've seen it because we definitely need to hold that against him. So, yeah, sorry to cut everybody off.
Oh, you're good.
Josh Springer in a Beetlejuice outfit.
You're good, brother. I actually wanted to ask you.
Super gay Beetlejuice outfit. Yeah.
As opposed to those super straight Beetlejuice outfits.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, right. Was he had a pink jacket over it, so that's why I was going to say.
Even straighter.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you.
Is that the meter maid right in front of our face?
Oh, God, don't give me a ticket right now. Not while we're recording. I don't want to ask you. You can probably see her right there.
Yeah, I can see it.
She hates us. She writes tickets every day. She has a story to tell also, I bet.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you actually about the comedy club that you and Derek and perform at, and like I know I saw you were on Kill Tony also. Like what's that like?
The Vulcan.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's like. So I've had a bunch of home clubs, I would say, in my life. So like the clubs that I feel the most at home with. One would be the Madhouse in San Diego, the La Jolla Comedy Store in San Diego, then the Comedy Store itself. And now I would say Vulcan is definitely my home club now. And like, it's the first club to ever, so you know how when you're at a comedy club, there's pictures of comedians on the walls and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Vulcan is the first club to ever put me on the wall. So that was a big deal for me. I'm on. There's a mural outside with a bunch of great comics dressed up as supervillains, and I'm one of them. I'm dressed up as Jafar.
Oh fuck no!
That's awesome.
Which I don't mind. I actually asked for Osama bin Laden, but they were like, "No, we're going with fictional villains." And I said, "Well, if you talk to certain people, that guy's fictional." So I tried to push for it, but no, they gave me Jafar, and I'm very happy for it. And yeah, so it's very nice because as a comic, that's like things that that's a thing that you strive for, to be like one of the pictures on the wall. And it was nice to finally get that. I've been doing comedy for like 9 years. So it was like, okay, another little check mark.
Is that place kind of like the Comedy Store where you just kind of go in there every weekend or like every day and you can just go up or something like that? Or is it like they call you and like book you specifically?
Yeah, it's because it's not necessarily, it just sort of became a comedy club as we wait for Rogan's.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, like I can go hang out there, but there's only one stage. So, I'm usually at Vulcan at least once a week.
Oh, cool.
But, yeah, it's not like it's not like it's a former EDM club, actually. Wow. So it's like, yeah, every once in a while there'll be an EDM show.
We would just be in there with no music, just dancing.
Yeah. Don't put that. I guess we would be. So So are we missing something? Are we supposed to be waiting for the Joe Rogan Club too? Are we supposed to be outside? Like
I heard that's opening.
So
Soon.
We're moving. Everybody,
Yeah, Texas.
We're moving right now.
Angry Turtle, Texas.
So while performing at Joe Rogan's Club, what's going to be the benefit? I guess you got Joe Rogan, obviously, but is it give you? Is it just kind of like an accomplishment? What is it for you that's drawing you to that particular club?
Yeah, it would be. I think it would definitely be an accomplishment, and I think out of all the major clubs in the country, it would just be the one I think I could get into, and that's going to be the end goal. Is like you want to go to where they're giving you time. Like I worked at the Comedy Store for 5 years. They passed on me. They said, "No, we're not going to pass." I said, "Okay, that's fine. Let me go to a place that will give me time, a major club that will give me time." And I think for me, I'm betting that the Rogan Club will be that. If it's not, then I'll move somewhere else. I'll give New York a shot. But so that's what it is. It's like, because I know the talent coordinator is the same talent coordinator at the store. Like a lot of people I know from LA, a lot of LA people came up with. So I'm like, all right, let me give this a shot. Like if the store had passed me and was giving me hella time, then I'd probably be in LA. But you got to go to where the people are giving you time.
That makes sense.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So does Derek just follow you around? You guys just follow each other around when you guys move? Like I'm going to New York. He's like, let's go.
No, like so if he moved to New York right now, I wouldn't follow him. So I moved to LA first. He came up after me. He was the one who convinced me to move out to Austin so during the pandemic, I moved back to my parents' place, which is where I'm at now. Actually, I'm just visiting them. So I lived here, and San Francisco. They live near San Francisco. They live about 45 minutes outside San Francisco. And San Francisco at the time, when California was like extra shut down. I don't know how was for you guys in Indianapolis, but from October to like February, it was shut down. And then February on, there was hella stage time outdoors because people were like just going outside for the first time. Like all the indoor stuff was still closed. I didn't open up till May out here, but all the indoor stuff was closed. So there were like crazy outdoor shows. I'm talking about I could get up like 14 times a week, packed audiences because they were just like happy to be out. So it was a great time. And I was considering to staying out here. And then Derek was like, "No, you got to come to Austin and visit." And I went there, and I was like, "Okay, I see what that's about." And let me get it. Let me get it on the ground floor of something potentially big.
That's awesome. It's been growing like crazy. It's like ever since Joe Rogan's like, "I'm moving there." Then Segura, they're like, "I'm moving there."
Well, you got to put your trust because and this is what I think about Joe is like, bro, the guy did Fear Factor, that became a phenomenon. UFC became a phenomenon. Podcasting became a phenomenon. It's like if you're gonna put your trust in someone to build something, it would be that guy, right? It would be the guy that everything he's touched has turned to gold. When he came back in the Comedy Store, the Comedy Store when it was popping before the pandemic, it was popping because he came back. That was a big reason.
Mm-hmm. My first show there was Joe Rogan and Friends. So I mean,
right?
Yeah. Joe Rogan is the man, no matter what. I guess that would be fun. I'd still would like to do Kill Tony first before I set my sights on the Joe Rogan Club.
Yeah, I definitely would like to kill Tony. Not to kill Tony, do kill Tony.
What the fuck? We could always book ourselves at a biker rally also. Yeah.
This guy. Come on.
Well, Austin has a huge biker rally every year.
Oh, well, we're there. We're there. You're 1%, then we can make you laugh.
Yeah. Because I have 1% intelligence.
That's no. I probably am okay. Yeah, we'll be in Austin next year at the biker rally.
Yeah, from Vroom, baby.
You know, it smells like body odor and Chick-fil-A in here. It is horrible. It is horrible, Wyatt. It is horrible that you turn off the AC. It is horrible.
Oh man,
and what are you eating? Has it got onions on it?
I put on deodorant. Hey,
I don't know. It's iffy over in that area. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it smells like Old Spice.
Okay. Do you plan on doing like have you done the late show or any kind of like late shows yet?
Like Conan's and stuff, like Tonight Show and that sort of stuff. I mean, no, they haven't really asked for me. Yeah, I'm in a interesting spot, at least, career wise. I don't have a manager, I don't have an agent. I trust my level of comedy and I get all these great opportunities, but I don't have like, we call it heat. I don't have any industry heat at all. Mm-hmm. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if like the Late Show and the Night Show, the people involved that hadn't even heard of me.
But how much would that benefit you?
It is what it is. Huh?
But how much would that benefit you really?
I mean, not really. it's also not something that I care to do. I've never really put it out in the universe. I've never tried. So I'm not trying. That's not part of my path, is to be part of those. You definitely don't need those anymore. No one watches them. They don't sell tickets to you.
That makes sense.
Like it doesn't seem like I can't really see the benefit of doing it other than to say that I've done it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Have you ever had to throat punch a hooker?
That's all the
Have I ever had to throat punch a hooker? No.
I'm just asking.
No. No. Every hooker that I've had interactions with, I'm pretty nice to them. So I've had pretty much only good interactions with them. Okay. In fact, one of them once laid out once told me like, hey, here's how it works so you never get caught. And she like laid out a plan.
She gave you the blueprint. She gave you the blueprint.
Yeah, she gave me the blueprint.
I had one.
Yeah. A couple of them have come out to shows, been like, oh shit, let me want to come to one of your shows. So yeah. No, I've always had solid interactions with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on we're going to have some merch and we were thinking about having cologne called Hooker Spit.
Oh yeah. We're thinking about it.
Would people buy? If people would buy it, then do it. That is hilarious. Like if I saw that in a store, I don't think I'd be like, oh, that smells good.
Yeah, you better buy it by the pint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody needs. Yeah, go get you some Hooker Spit.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to smell like stale burnt cigarette.
Oh.
Cigarette.
Don't forget
farts.
Broken Dreams. It's in there too.
Yeah.
With a kiss of tears.
Yeah.
We love tears.
Fuck. Yeah, it'll do great. I'm sure it's better than when we originally started. We were going to try to sell farts in jars. So.
Oh no, that's you got to be like a hot e-girl to get away with that.
Yeah, that's
you
what
got to be like a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to do. And
we got to get sexier on here.
No,
we got to get sexual.
No, I'm not. No.
Yeah, do a podcast in a hot tub podcast.
Righto.
No.
Okay.
I think. No, not at all. I think that. So your ultimate goal in stand-up is to just be a national headliner, or what's your ultimate goal?
I want to be one of the best to ever do it. That's my ultimate goal for sure. That's what I want to be on people's Mount Rushmore this year. So that's the ultimate goal. But yeah, like in terms of career, I definitely want to be like touring, like theaters and stuff. Absolutely. That shit. The theater audience is unbelievable and it's great. Unbelievable. Last night was 2,000 people and I can't even describe the feeling. It was so good. It's like nothing like a club or anything like that.
So you still got them in that serotonin going, I guess. Are you still, I mean, is it give you a high? I'm still in. Later tonight, I'm doing another two. This is my last show with Lee on this tour. So like I'm doing another, it's like 2,000 something, 2,500. You got a double dose, man. You're gonna be up there. You're gonna have to level it out eventually. You know, you're gonna be out there.
Oh yeah, that's why Sunday I'm doing nothing but sitting on the couch and watching football. I'm getting the high out of my system because I can't. Yeah, my friend was like, "You want to come do a show Sunday?" I was like, "Bro, I need to relax Sunday. That's what I need to do."
So, do you find balance? I guess, or you still sometimes get spiraled into it and you have to like pull yourself back out, or do you have a good balance now?
Yeah. So the longer you do it. So when you first start doing comedy, you got to go like all day, every day, every day. And as much as you can for sure. But like the more you get into it and like the bigger shows you do, you do have to like, so, now certain things I won't do if the pay isn't enough. Whereas when I was younger, that I would do everything regardless of pay and I'd lose money. And now I was like, well, I'm not doing that. Like the show my friend invited me to tomorrow or after the show was like an hour and a half away. And it was a good show, but it's like, I'm not going to go an hour and a half for no pay after doing these shows. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, let me just live life. And then from there, I'll be able to, the material will come. So like the higher you get in it, the more you have to be like, oh shit, I still have to live. Otherwise I'll run out of stuff to talk about.
That makes sense.
Have you bombed lately or ever, or yeah, how do you
take I've bombed plenty of times. Oh yeah.
Okay. How do you take bombing? I mean, is it affect you? I call myself stupid. I'm like, I'm so stupid. I'm no good. And I go through a mental battle for like, I don't know, a day or two. And then I have to.
No, I don't. I don't give a shit anymore. So when I started working at the store, so my shifts would be from 7 to like midnight, right? So there's not much time for mics when you're working like that. But there would be this one mic called Marty's that started at 5, and you would have at most 1, maybe 2 people in there, other comics, and you would just go in there and you would just bomb like crazy. But he gave me a lot of time. I did like an hour there, like 30 minutes there, like just talking. And you would just bomb so hard because there's no one there. And so I got so used to, I feel like I got a lot of bombing out of the way there. You know, I got the bombs out of the way because you have to bomb to make it as a great comic. There's no way you can make it as a great comic without bombing a lot, especially at the beginning. And so, but now
we got this. Then we got this.
Yeah. I'm pretty like whatever about it. If I actually bombed the show on Thursday. It was like 6 people, and it was just like, and I wasn't that good. You know what I mean? It was both those things. It was definitely not just the audience. I wasn't in it. But I was like, yeah, it's whatever. It's part of the process. It happens. And now if I'm in the middle of a bomb or like a bad set, I'll like do something new or like try to get some like, well, let me get this thought out at the very least so I don't have it just in my head. And then I don't do my good material and I feel bad about it.
So do you want to ask him about your soup question?
Actually, I have 2 questions.
You
actually,
got 2-part question.
Speaking of bombs,
We got 3 minutes and 18 seconds.
We
to
learned
go.
from Derek that you were a terrorist.
Oh hell!
So
Yeah.
I didn't know that was.
do you have any advice for any people trying to get into the
Yeah,
game?
let me get straightened up for this shit here.
Yeah. You know, it's all this is location. If you're trying to be a terrorist, you know what I mean? that's what it's about. It's right place, right time. It's a lot like comedy.
So if you guys want to get into the terrorist game, location.
It's like real estate.
I
like that.
I'm not touching it.
It's like we're getting our foot in the door.
No, get off of me. That's you guys. I don't like dungeons. Honestly, last time I was there, she tried to put her finger on my butt, and I didn't. I was. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to say
you
that.
You weren't about it.
No. Yeah, go for it. I mean, no. I don't want to know more. What's your next question? Move on from this, please.
Well, yeah, I want to ask you what's your opinion on okay, we've had this age-old debate ever since we've started this show. Do you think cereal soup
is cereal soup? Okay. Well, then here's the question: is milk broth?
Fuck.
I would say milk is not broth because you don't drink broth. Do you drink broth in the morning? Like, you know what I mean? I would say cereal isn't soup.
Yeah, that's a good thought. That's a solid question, though.
I can't cook, so I don't know what the fuck broth is. I know, like we'll have to ask my other half, like, what the fuck's broth?
Would it be broth if you're cooking it with cow?
Yeah, maybe. So, I don't know. So I would say because milk isn't broth, soup can't be cereal. Cereal can't be soup.
That's
all
fair.
Right.
We've gotten gazpacho once, and I think that one really stuck.
Yeah.
I don't know what gazpacho is.
I have no idea what that is, but that sounds right.
Yeah, I still don't know what it is to this day. But it's out there. We got 1 minute and 5 seconds. Thank God, because I cannot. The heat. Let's close this shit out. Close it out.
He's got back sweat.
You got corduroy pants on. Your knees are sweating. You know it.
Well, I got him hemmed up, so my
shins are exposed. Airflow. That's why you keep swinging your legs.
Yeah,
that's what I'm smelling.
Now don't touch the ground.
No.
If I could show you how far my feet are, like this far from the ground.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I know the ladies love it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Ladies love walking by you and watching your feet dangling like a child. That turns them on for sure.
I know every time.
I know ladies
Reels
love it
them
when
in
we're walking
every
each
time.
other. They like to smell my scalp. So it's like,
What the fuck?
I love it. But do you have anything you'd like to plug or shout out?
No, just check me out on Instagram. Check out my podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate it.
Dude, we really appreciate you coming on, man. This is really great. Like, I'm glad this finally happened. I've been super stoked ever since.
Yeah, he hasn't shut up. Like a little Schoolgirl.
We had that fucking interaction on Derek's episode, and then we're just like, this is we got.
We've been calling. We were like, we got to get on the terrorists. So I apologize.
I'm glad I got to be on. Praise be to Allah.
Oh fuck.
Shout out to Allah.
Shout out Allah. Hey guys, check out Derek.
Off of that, we're not getting.
Check out
going on no Hitler path again.
Check out Ehsan on Instagram, YouTube. Check out his shows when he does shows in Texas or maybe someplace near you. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the platforms. Subscribe, comment. We want to hear from you. Obviously, we want to know cereal soup. And, do you love terrorism like us? Just kidding. Love you guys. Bye.